Footprints in the sand. We've all heard the story, right? It's about a man who dreamed he walked along the beach with God as scenes from his life flashed above in the sky. And as he watched those scenes from his life, he could look back and he could see two sets of footprints in the sand. One set, of course, his own, and the other God, as God walked right beside him. But as he watched his life unfold, when it was finally over, he looked back and he noticed that there were times that there were only one set of footprints. And he also noticed that during these times was during the hardest times of his life, the most difficult struggles, the times of great sorrow and just obstacles in his life. And it's troubled him, and he said, God, why was it during the most difficult time of my life you weren't there? There's only one set of footprints. And of course God looked at him and said, oh my child, I love you so much, and understand that during those most difficult times I did not forsake you. I was right there with you, because it was during those times that I carried you. And that's why there was only one set of footprints. It's a beautiful story, is it not? And it's a story based upon a God that you can easily create within your mind if you're willing to be selective with the scriptures that you read in the Bible. If you were to read about a God who would never leave you nor forsake you, then it's easy to imagine a God just like the God in that story. But let's not look at the rest, because as you look at the rest of the book and you take God as a whole, it begins to unravel, much like it did for myself and many others across this world. And then it makes you wonder, who is there? When we look back on our life, is it just one set of footprints? There is no God there. There is no God to not only walk beside me, but to carry me during those hard times, during those struggles. But I'm sure if I could have an exact dream just like he did, and I could look back on my life and see the footprints, I wouldn't see one set. I wouldn't see two. I would see many sets of footprints, because it would be during some of the most difficult times in my life when I even felt like I was alone. There was another set of footprints beside me. Maybe it was my parents. Maybe it was friends. Maybe it's my wife. Who knows? There was always someone. Maybe it's a complete stranger who came along, who helped me, who was there for me. And those are the people that matter. When you pray, when you send thoughts and prayers for other people, when you see people struggling in this life and you pray for them, and you pray for God to help them, does God ever come down? Even if you believe in God, does he come down and do things himself? No, he sends someone to intervene in their life, or at least that's the way you see it. So in essence, even if you believe, we are our own answer to our own prayers. It is us. Oftentimes you hear people say that God will never put more on you than you can bear. Yet we know this isn't true. We know that people die from grief. People die from stress. Sometimes more is dumped on us than we can bear. So we have to recognize when we see people hurting, when we see people struggling, when we see people having a hard time, we can be that extra set of footprints in the sand. We can be the answer to their prayer. It's only us. We have to reach out and help one another. My name's Joe. This is the Rebels Advocate. Thanks for watching. You can like, comment, subscribe, any of that stuff. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/therebelsadvocate. Thank you.